Wow. Knockout 360's video has 59 views. It's titled "Do Not Sell Your Hellcat Charger or Charger Scat Pack 392s," whatever you got. And he says that the Scat Pack Hellcat Chargers and Challengers are even the wide bodies are becoming a investment. Yeah, well, it's good, Give it 20 years. I have here a Charger wide body. Is this an investment? I don't know. Just kidding. But don't buy what he's saying right now, because Toyota right now is not going to sell. They stopped selling EVs. Okay, Toyota. And they're pushing this EV bullshit. It's a scam. I can understand you want a car to commute locally and stuff like that. Have an EV for that. But if you want to drive, say, state to state, city to city, say you're going on a vacation, get a vehicle, car, truck, wagon, van, whatever it is, that uses fuel, whether it's petrol or diesel. So, it's like if you drive an old school, say like Charger, Challenger, Mustang, Camaro, Fiber, whatever you call it, Yellen, AMX, and using the 92 octane, that's good. Today's cars are using 72, was it 27 or 72? I'm trying to think here. Octane, unleaded. They started to use unleaded in the late 70s. Because back in the day they used leaded gasoline. But the question is, what would be the percentage of people that would buy electric, since it also puts out emissions too? Because diesel engines, gas engines, hybrids put out emissions. Okay? They're saying we're making cars electric where there is no emissions. Bullshit. Because the material used to make batteries are elements from the ground, from the earth. You take it to make batteries, It's still carbon. The batteries in your EV, it has carbon in them. Right? Tesla won't tell you. Ford, Chrysler, GM, Toyota, BMW, Porsche, you name it. The EV car, the batteries have carbon in the batteries, and so let's say, well, by 2025, 2026, everyone's gonna be driving EVs, electric vehicles. Well, that's not true, because the used car market is going to go way up. That's right. The used car market is going to go way up for people that cannot afford a brand new car. They're going to go to a used car lot or a junkyard where they do sell cars. Very minimal. The minimum is between $3,000 and $4,000 per car, per whatever the price of the car is, based on the blue book value. And of course, my father, he owns a 93 F250 with a 7.3 liter diesel. very reliable, very dependable. And the 7.3s are very, very good engines, you know. Dodge has a 7.3. Chevrolet and GM, Nissan, they got 7.3s. They got 5.6s, basically a pretty good diesel, because Cummins was used by Dodge and Nissan, can be used by any automaker, you know. They want to have a diesel engine, you know. But I don't think that the diesel engines are going to die out, because you have Banks that creates diesel crate motors, you know. If you own a Dodge, Ford, Chevy, GM, or a Humvee, that's a former military Humvee, you could install a Duramax Power Stroke turbo or a Cummins turbo diesel. Now, these three engines are very, very good, very, very popular engines, based on how you tune them, you know. And if you if you own an old school, say again, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, GMC, right? You can install a Banks turbo diesel crate motor engine in them, and you get up to, say, 1,000 horsepower with his engines. You know, General Motors a few years ago came out with a Duramax bio turbo diesel making 1,280 horsepower. That's bio turbo diesel in the mid 2000s, and making 1,280. You know, 1,280. That's huge, man. Imagine that if you put it in a Humvee. You know, the Allison transmission is strong enough to handle 1,280, you know, in horsepower, and you can put it in a GMC Sierra 1,500, 2,500, you know, equivalent to, say, a Silverado, you know. And so I mean, it's like, dude, I mean, you get to these engines in a van, in an old Chevy van that has a diesel engine, a diesel engine, and then like an old school Chevy van that's a diesel powered. So to throw that in your van will be making 1,280 biodiesel. Not bad though. And but again, I mean, if you own a Scat Pack or Hellcat Challenger or Charger, I thought, no, they already got a Hellcat Durango making 707, which is like, dude, they're buying them with the horsepower, dude, take them on the track, you know. I like the Trackhawk, you know, Trackhawk. And I mean, it's like when you look at the 2018 Durango, that's equivalent. That's equivalent to the Scat Pack. Scat Pack. You know. Shit. You know, the 2018 Dodge Durango SRT. That's equivalent to the Scat Pack with a Charger and Challenger. You know. Here, I'll show you. This is the 2018 Dodge Durango SRT8. This is equivalent to the Scat Pack Challenger and Charger, you know, and making 425. But if you think about it, this thing's making about 450, 475. Not this one, but the actual Durango. And I like the look of the Durango because it's kind of like when you saw a Hellcat motor in a Durango, because people have been waiting for years, since 2016. They have it in the Charger, Challenger. They have it in the wide body. They have it in the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, the 392. I mean, I mean, they could pretty much look. Well, Dodge going to come out with the Hellcat Durango Red Eye, or the Ghoul SUV making 1,000 horsepower. Well, Hennessy can do that. So can Roberts can do that. You know. I mean, you got Hennessy took a Jeep Gladiator, throwing in the Hellcat motor, making 1,000 horsepower. Imagine that shit, 1,000 horsepower. And but a used Scat Pack Hellcat Challenger and Charger, they went over $100,000 for it. Shit, those will go down within 25, 30 years. You know, because in the used car market, they'll be about under that, under $20,000, $30,000. That's a used car price. Then, but $100,000, $101,000, $105,000. Come on, man. You're better off buying an 05 through 2010 Challenger or Charger. You know, I mean, come on. You're better off buying an 08 Challenger. You know, because I mean, yeah, I mean, you could throw a Hellcat in that car, in an 08 Challenger. You know, and still get your horsepower. You know, still get your horsepower in that car. You could throw in a 392 Ghoul in a 05 through 2010 Challenger or Charger. Still get your horsepower there. Because the Charger around 05 through 07, price went down. Now you're looking at a good about $25,000 under 25K. It depends on how much the car is being sold for, you know. And it's just that when you think you're gonna buy a brand new car, say you brand new truck, the brand new trucks are like nearly $89,000 because of what's in them, plus the computers in them, you know, because you could buy old Dodge or old Ford trucks from the 70s, even the 80s. I mean, they were on sold for about nearly 15 grand at the time. You know, and based on what's in them and what's not in them, you know.
Miss Lizzie, oh, what are you barking at me for? Yeah.
But I mean, you could buy a truck from the 60s for a good about $4,000 minimum. Depending on what engine you order, with what transmission, 4-speed, automatic, whatever. Trucks nowadays days, their tow capacity is like nearly 40,000 pounds tow capacity now. Like, holy crap! Because back then you couldn't tow that much because of how they're built. You know, my dad had a 78 F, what was it, F250 or F350? He could tow 10,000 pounds with ease compared to these newer trucks, man. You know, I mean, you don't need cruise control. Just cruise, man. You know. And the engine was like what was it, a 460 and shit, or a 350? What, a 416 in the engine, you know? And they're making 350, 335, 340 at the time, making good horsepower and everything else. But you didn't worry about emissions, smog and shit, you know? Because I mean, they had a much better towing capacity than these newer trucks, but these newer ones now. You thought, well, 10,000 is impressive, but holy crap, 40,000 pound towing capacity! Like, holy crap, that's like trying to tow a Abrams tank out of a ditch. Good luck with that, man. You know, but the brand new Charger and Challenger will have the Hurricane V6. They got the third stage will be making 600 horsepower. You know, I mean, Ford has the EcoBoost. Imagine the EcoBoost in the 2017 Ford GT making 650. Was it 645? Can reach 200 miles an hour. Holy crap! Same engine in the Ford Raptor, third gen Raptor. Like, holy crap! This truck's making over 400 to about 500 horsepower. You know, like, holy crap! You know, and it's the same engine from the Ford GT. Holy crap! You know, but it's detuned by 200 horsepower. And but they got I mean, there's about 70% of people driving EVs right now. 70%. 20% of people driving EVs, hybrids right now. That's not very much. If you want to push the EV market, you have to let it grow. You cannot force it, you know. Here in California, Gavin Newsom is, by 2036, that's 13 years from now, the sales of new cars and trucks, wagons, and SUVs are going to stop at mid-2035. That's 12 years from now. But the thing is, will that last? Will it last? Because you think like, well, you have, because California is the only state with the most strictest emissions law here, and this is controlled by Democrats, you know, and but I don't see EVs growing fast. I see them growing over time. I would say by 25 years by then. Between 15, 20 years. But yet, it would still be 20% of people driving EVs. Not very much. You know, not very much, you know. What are you doing? Huh? 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 What you doing? This is Lizzie. This is my baby girl. This is Lizzie. She's still a puppy. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah. Look at you. You're on YouTube. Yeah, you're on YouTube. Oh yeah, you're on YouTube. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at you. I got her last Friday, and this stuff. So it's my dog Dude passed away on the 2nd of this month. Funny dog. I mean, some of you guys saw him on my other channel. That's now gone now. And but now we're done with the car thing now. Okay. Dylan Mulvaney, Dylan Malazy. He had surgery on his face to look like a chick. The dude still has his twig and berries, so why does he want to be a woman? You know? I mean, I seen a video here the other day. Yesterday, or was it last night? And this chick, anti-feminist, really scorched earth on this whole transgender thing. Scorched earth on these feminists and shit. And she made a good point. Also, I'm going to throw in here too, which I've been doing, is that, you know, if you're born a biological woman, okay, you have the tools, biological tools, okay, to get pregnant, give birth, have a menstrual cycle, and ovulate, okay. Also, you have the tools to breastfeed a baby, an infant. Now, a biological male who thinks he's a woman cannot give birth, cannot do the things that a biological woman can do. Now, what pissed me off is you got these two dumbasses sitting in bed, and they say it's chest feeding an infant. Like, what are you doing? You're not a woman. You're a man. Okay? Stop being stupid. Okay? You're an asshole. All the fuck you're doing is you're pissing off biological, natural born women who can breastfeed, who can give the infant nutrients from the breast milk. The infant gets its nutrients count. It's what it needs. Now, by you being a dumbass thinking, "Oh, I can do this," all you're doing is making yourself look like an ass. Okay, you're a man. Okay, you're a man. You're not a woman. I mean, you say you're a woman all you want. The cow come home and fart. You cannot ovulate. You cannot have menstruals. You cannot have cramps. You cannot breastfeed an infant. You're a dumb shit. You're a dumb shit. You know. All you're doing is embarrassing yourself on the internet, live TV, even in life in general. You are an embarrassment to your family, to your parents, to your siblings, to your family, to society in general. You are embarrassing yourself. Don't be a dumb fuck, man. You're not a woman. You're a guy with gender dysphoria. And you're a dumbass. Okay? Now, let's talk about women's sports, right? You have this dumb shit who thinks he's a woman, even though he does the nut drag, was in line to become Woman of the Year, but since it's embarrassment and the nut drag, he lost out. A natural woman won Woman of the Year, which means it's the biggest victory for a natural woman and a middle finger towards the trans community, which I say, same thing. Because I have a sister. I have a niece. I have cousins. I have aunts. I have a mother. Okay? Who can do things biologically when they gave birth to kids. My sister has 3 kids, right? She gave birth naturally. She breastfed, right? She breastfed. Yeah, my niece, she has her menstruals. My niece can ovulate and do what a biological female does through life, you know. And my niece, you know, she's a biological female. My nephews, my son, are born biological males. Okay? I'm a man. I've been a man for 47 years and counting. Yeah. 47 years and counting. Ain't lying. My son, his mom, is a woman, biological female, gave birth to him. We had intercourse that created our son. My son's mother gave birth, breastfed. She could ovulate, get her once of the. So she has one of her delightful moments about once a month. She get cramps. But if you're a man thinking you can do that, you belong in a mental institution. You are a dumb shit. A dumb shit. And it's a fact. If you're a woman who thinks you're a guy wearing guy clothes, removing your breasts, guess what? You're still a woman. As long as you have a vaggie, of course, you cut your tits off, you know. Don't mean you're a guy. You're still a woman, even though you remove your tits. Can't go back from that. You can't go back from that. Of course, down the line, you would really regret it. Really regret it. And because you chose to be a dumb shit and thinking, well, I'm a guy. No, you're still a woman, but you're a much bigger dumb shit than your male counterpart who thinks he's a chick. Again, I've been a guy for 47 years and counting, you know. I can show you my cock and ball, but can't do that because of the algorithm and shit, you know. Plus, I would offend somebody because I got cock and balls, and the female who thinks she's a guy would be like, how could you have cock and ball for me? Well, here's a fact. You're a woman with a vag and titties. You chose to remove your titties thinking you're a man because you want to wear man's clothes. You want to call yourself Elliot. Really, you're an idiot. Now, let's talk about Dylan Mulvaney and his face surgery. This motherfucker is stupid. I mean, he's pissing off natural women. He couldn't twerk if a guard gnome says, I'm going blind. Because, trust me, there is no gold at the end of that rainbow. No. It's just shit. Just shit. And plus, these idiots are embarrassing themselves. Oh, I'm cramping. Maybe if you quit holding maybe if you stop holding. The only way that you can stop having cramps if you try to not hold in a fart for no more than 4 hours. Let one rip. No. Look, us guys, we shit. We don't give birth. We shit. Okay. We could go to a Taco Bell or a Only Frijoles or something like that, and we shit. We don't give birth. We shit. Okay. The only thing we can give birth to is shit after eating spicy food. Like, what the fuck, man? You know. I'm like, if you cannot handle a real woman who gives birth, who can give birth, and breastfeed an infant that gets its nutrients from the mother's breast milk, and all you're doing is making yourself look like an ass, trying to just feed, you are dumber than a box of rocks covered in shit. That's all you are. I mean, you have to understand that, look, the science of biology, right? There's two genders, right? Always have been. There ain't no 48 genders or 9 genders. There's two genders. Okay? If there was 40 genders, how do you fuck? Okay? How do you fuck if you're 40 genders? How do you fuck? You can't. There's only two genders. Unless you're fucking an alien. There you go, But unless you're fucking a rubber doll and shit with a heart on, like, well, that's kind of interesting. But the thing is, science don't lie. Biology don't lie. Right? But there will always be complaints about what a real woman is or what a real man is, And this is what pisses off the trans community. Like, okay, let's have a time out here. Trans individuals are people. Say a female is a guy, still has a trans woman is a guy who is suffering from mental disorder called gender dysphoria. Heavily mental case. Also a woman who has same issue. Same problem. Now you have feminists all up in a shitstorm over how could you say that a trans female is a female? No, it's not. Do the math, do the science. Look it up. A feminist is a woman too. You're a female. You're a woman you're a feminist. A feminist is a woman with all biological works. Working titties, working vag. Case closed. Yes, there's cases where women that cannot give birth because of health reasons, who have tried and tried to conceive a child and somehow couldn't do it due to either a genetic mishap or somehow went through a trauma. Tried, but they adopt children and become very protective of the child or children she and her spouse adopts. So you gotta think before you get stupid. Simple as that. Think. Use your head before you get fucking stupid. Okay, simple as that. I know some of you don't like what I'm saying, but it's the fact here. Think. Use your head, man. To the science. I understand the science and biology. It's very simple. Male, female. If you transition into if you're a guy who thinks you're a chick, you're still, there's still two genders, no matter what. If you're female, that becomes a male, that's still one gender. If you're a male who becomes a female, you become one gender. There's still two genders, no matter what. So the thing is there a third gender? No. Transgender isn't really a gender. You gotta think here. Like, if you want to transition, you're still becoming one gender. If you transition, you're becoming one gender. That's it. Whether you call it transgender or not, it's still one gender. So it's still one gender. If you're a female want to become a male, it's still one gender. You can't say there's a third gender. Two genders. If you stay a natural male or female naturally, that's two genders. But if you decide to become something else, you're still one gender. Think about it. Think about it. There is no third gender. It's still one gender. I mean, you could disagree, that's fine. But, you're basically becoming one gender. Whether you change or not, you're still one gender. Is there a transgender? Not really. You become one gender, whether you change or not. I mean, think about it. It's like it's just one gender. You can think I want to change it into okay, well, if you chose to become you become one gender. I mean, whether you call it transitioning or not, you become one to the other. You decide to say, okay, well, I'm going to leave this and become this and make it one gender. You can't say, well, it's transgender. No, it's not. Not really. It's just it's a thinker. It's a thinker. That's why I'm saying this. It's a thinker. Stop. Take a step back and think. You realize it's still one gender. Don't matter if you transition or not. It's still two genders. But if you say, well, I'm a woman, you can't say, oh, I'm a woman, and still have your biological stuff. If you're a guy, decide to say, I'm a woman, and wear woman's clothing, you're really in drag. You can't say all you're doing is dressing in drag. You're not really transitioning unless you do the full-blown surgery. If you dress in drag and no surgery, you're still in drag. That's the same as if a woman cuts her hair, wears men's clothes, say, well, I'm a man. That's drag. Unless you have the surgery. Look at Chaz Bono. He had surgery. He had surgery. He had the full surgery. All you're doing is wearing drag. Dylan Mulvaney, that's drag. He didn't really transition. He's wearing drag. He's in drag. Think about it. Unless you did full surgery, hey, then you're a male or female. But if you wear a woman's clothing and still have your junk, you're wearing drag. That's all it is. No more, no less. Look, I don't care if you disagree. That's fine. I don't care. But you have to use common sense. Stop and think for a moment. Stop and think, and understand. Like, okay, well, okay, it's cool. But the trans community is really pissed off over a song called "Natural Woman" by the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Miss Aretha Franklin. They're offended by the song. They want it canceled. Right? Go fuck yourself. That song is an iconic song that every woman, biological woman, has sang along at home, in their car, with their friends for decades. And you want to get stupid and have it canceled? Go fuck yourself. Feminists love this song. It's a feminist anthem. Natural Woman. It's been that for decades. But these morons want you to cancel it? Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself. Like, holy crap, Alright, folks, this is good old Grimlock. And I want to say, if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed. Use your head.